U.S. military today seized a large oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the ship had been used to violate sanctions on oil from Venezuela and Iran.
This comes, of course, after U.S. forces, on orders from President Trump, have taken out more than 20 suspected drug boats near Venezuela since September, killing nearly 90 people.
The president is now turning up the heat on Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro, who's been charged with narco-terrorism in the United States.
Took over the tanker without any resistance. No crew could be seen in the footage. It's the latest move in the administration's pressure campaign against Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
As you probably know, we've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela. Large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually. And
it was the biggest. Did you hear that? He slipped that in there. The biggest ever. What? Let's talk about it. Oh my gosh.
other things are happening.
Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world, producing around 1 million barrels a day, much of it under U.S. sanctions. President Trump was asked what the U.S. plans to do with the oil on the tanker.
I guess so. We're going to keep the
Seems the tanker just left a port in Venezuela when it was seized. The value of the seized oil is in the millions of dollars. The administration, those sources tell us, is considering taking more tankers.
Okay, Charlie Daggett in Washington. Thanks.
Okay, so I thought this was a war on Drogas, right? This was supposed to be a Drogas war. I thought that was the whole idea. I mean, it's not actually a war because Congress didn't declare it a war, right? But that is what they were claiming. They were saying that they were sending WMDs over to the United States in the form of Drogas, right? And now they're seizing oil tankers. Now, funny thing is, I did a video previously, and I had a conclusion just from reading a bunch of stuff that they were going after Venezuela's oil, right? And then I see this today. I get off work and I see it, and I swear my brain just kind of went, "Oh my God, it is. Why is it so freaking obvious? They're going after the oil. They're going after." You know, there's always room for error, right? You see these things, you see these people's opinions, you're looking through information, and you see Venezuela's got a lot of oil, and you go, oh, cool. And I saw this other guy talking the other day, he was like, I've been to Venezuela many times, and oil's no good. They're not going there for the oil, right? I was like, okay. Maybe my thoughts were incorrect. Maybe I'm just living in a bubble. It's not about the oil, it's about something else. And then I see that today, and it's the biggest. And they're going to keep it. You heard them. And they're going to get more, too. If you guys are getting flashbacks from George W. Bush in Iraq, sure, right? You know what's kind of weird? So history is very interesting, right? Because we see history. It's an example of what has happened before, right? So we have the George W. Bush in the Iraq situation, right? We understand that. We know. And clearly, both sides of the aisle have stated that they know this now and that they do not like what happened, right? We have that example, and it hasn't been that long ago. It's right there. Yet, this, right? Same thing. And I know you've seen it around, and if you haven't, I'm amazed. Like, you would think that human beings can learn from history. You know, that's how we progress, right? That's how we grow. We see what to do and what not to do from historic events, right? But not right. This is look at what you can look at other historic events. Wink, wink, right? And you can draw parallels to now. We have examples. We have that clear example. We got to get him out of the country by any means necessary, right? Right? My daughter is reading an Anne Frank book right now. I just read a little bit more to her last night. I will now read. Okay, here we go. Here, ready? Okay. In 1938, her uncle Walter was arrested in Germany because he was Jewish. Sound familiar? He was sent to a labor camp. It was like a prison. Eventually, Uncle Walter was lucky enough to win his freedom by agreeing to leave Germany forever. He ended up moving to the United States, ironically. I'm just saying, we have historical events to use as examples. They're in books. It's all over the internet. We have footage I don't understand how we choose to repeat these things. I don't. I mean, and when I say we, I mean the voters. I mean people who chose this. They chose to relive history in more ways than one. Dark aspects of our history. Why? You know, I'm going to show you another clip. And I want you to note the very end of that clip, because I did not expect the very end there. I do agree with that man on the very last point he made. But I will say this, you will see how easy it is for us to relive history when you see these perspectives. You might be able to see how the Roman salute soldiers got a hold of their country by seeing these people's perspectives.
Here in Pennsylvania, where I've been catching up with local residents as they've been going in and out of the grocery store to ask them what they think about the current state of the economy.
It's all nothing has come down. Everything has gone up. Maybe eggs have come down a little bit. You know, how many eggs can you eat?
People don't like him because he's not a politician. He's a real person. He has a big mouth. He can't control himself sometimes, but look what he's done for the economy.
Well, actually, we're in town because the president is here. He's giving a speech nearby on this issue about affordability. And I have an interview I can show you, but he recently rated the economy as A+++.
I do want to talk about the economy, sir, here at home, and I wonder what grade you would give
A+.
your economy. A+.
Yeah, A++++++.
So what do you make of that? Do you agree with that?
Totally disagree. No. It's not A++.
Well, the prices are a little higher than normal, but that's to be expected. We're coming off of a Democratic, regime. Now that Trump is back in office, I think he's going to try to get things back under control. I'm not going to say Trump is bad. He's doing the best he can. If we could get everybody, all the politicians, to get behind each other instead of fighting each other. Now, here's my idea. When they get elected, they're no longer Democrat or Republican. They work for the people.
See, here's my last thought. I believe we can have a difference of opinion, right? I do believe that social media and media itself and various other sources, as we can see, right, are doing everything they can to divide us as a people. And yeah, we may disagree on certain things like pew control, right? Or maybe abortion. I'm not sure which word will get this video less seen or not. I'm not sure. We might disagree on these things, right? But I think that what is happening now is deeper than a disagreement. Okay? They might be using that. I shouldn't say they. I'm trying not to other people broadly. Might be using that as a bit of a Pied Piper tool, a mechanism to get certain people's perspectives swayed toward his, right? But ultimately, he is doing other things along with these things as well, which I do disagree with wholeheartedly their direction with these matters that I am speaking of. He's just a normal guy. He is not a normal guy. That's not normal. The biggest, come on. People are being unalived without a trial, without even any proof that they're doing these things. I want to be clear with you. I know Venezuela's government is, from what I've read, they're not doing good by their people. See who won the Nobel Peace Prize, which is interestingly sort of connected to all of this. But what he is doing, right, is blatantly unaliving and taking from another country without an official declaration of war. And we all see it on TV. Isn't that? Okay, I'm done. Let me know what you think. Like and share if you like what I'm saying. Comment if you do or don't. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you later.